Good morning. Good morning, morning. Cheers. Cheers to you guys, or good evening across the world. Today's special guest is Ami McClure with Profiles. Actually, I have a pretty funny story to share with her about, oh my gosh, let's say it's maybe been 15 years ago. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tech Talk Live. Hopefully Facebook will cooperate today and we'll see comments and all of that. I know it did an update, so now it looks a little bit different to me. So let's see if I can navigate my way through it today as well. You know, it's always put you on the spur of the moment, right? It's a good thing I can handle pressure. Hi, Luana. Hi, Keishla. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for joining. Hi, Miss Rosie. So, hi, Desi Doo. Good morning, good morning. Hi, Vonda. You guys, thanks so much for always joining in on our lives. It makes it so much more fun. And what I'm hoping is that the comments will show up today too, because we were having a little technical difficulties behind the scenes here. So hopefully comments will come, because I don't see any yet. And we have joining with us. Hi, Amy. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. So we already have people watching us this morning. However, sometimes Facebook plays a trick on me where I can't read the comments. And so far, I don't see any comments. And normally, they're all saying, hi, good morning, and back to me, and I don't see anything. So I might have to go get my computer and set it up to be able to read those. But until then, good morning to you and welcome, Ami McClure with Profiles, Backstage, Swag. Oh my gosh, there's so many
Yes.
titles that you kind of wear.
So many hats.
Yes, so thank you for coming on this morning. Appreciate you so much. I actually have a little bit of a story about you and me that you probably have no clue the impact that you've had on my career. So I'll share that just really quickly. And once again, I don't think I'm going to have comments, so I might have to leave you alone for a second to go get my computer. But so I was trying to think of the year, but it was either late 90s or early 2000s. I was at a Vegas show, and I had the girls from my salon with me. Laura and Diane, they were also my models. And we're
Okay.
sitting there, and you can't talk to your model. There's loud music going on, your anxiety's going, and they're announcing the winners. And all of a sudden, I hear, and the winner is Amy. And now my business name is Perfect 10, yours is Profiles, and I hear puh. That's all I needed to hear. I stood up and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And you stood up and you walked over and you had this cute shirt that said Profiles all over it, and your whole team is up and clapping. And I'm like, I sit back down. Of course, John Hawk is sitting next to me. And I
Oh my,
remember sitting back down
right.
going, dun, dun. Yeah.
Aw.
But here's what really happened that day is that I realized when I looked around that everybody had a big team around them. They all had shirts on. They all really supported each other. And I hadn't formed that yet. I'd been in the nail industry at that time for about 10 years, but I hadn't formed a team. And so
Right.
that moment changed my entire career to where I was like, you know what, we're going to have t-shirts made. We're going to feel like that team, because I knew we
Right.
worked together as a team, but there's more to it. And so I thank you for that.
Oh, well, hey, you're welcome. And
It's so-
honestly, the whole teamwork thing, I mean, I know it sounds silly, but we're not winning unless my whole team is winning. I mean, we travel together still to this day. We don't do many competitions just because we're so busy. I do miss it. And luckily, I've been given the opportunity to do some judging, which has really been nice to feel like I'm still involved in it. But we still travel, all of us. We still wear our same T-shirts. If we find a pair of purple shoes, we all have to buy them and all have to wear them. So yeah, we're still very much a team.
Oh my goodness. And I don't know if people know that your sister is the person that goes around with you all the time.
Yes,
Well,
Traci and
no,
I
you
started
guys,
Profiles together.
yeah. And so you guys still work together every day as well?
Yeah, every
Oh
day.
my
She is more involved with the salons. She's got this amazing like multitasking thing that I was not born with. So she does a lot at the front desk and runs the shop, deals with most of like the nail techs in the salons, and she's kind of getting back more backstage with me with the products and all that. And actually she's right here if she wants to say hello.
Hi, Tracy.
Wow. We're in the corner trying to get things ready for the show.
I know. So you guys are on your way to premiere, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Very
goodness.
exciting. Use this? Yep. Yes. Okay. Yeah,
I
so
love
it's a
it.
little crazy, but yes, we work together every day, and it's so funny because back in the day when Traci and I decided we were going to get in the business together, she, of course, went to real school, as she put it, and she said, I'm going to real college. She did like, she was going to be a teacher, and then she was going to be travel agent. So then after I went to school and I started getting into the nail thing, she's like, hey, you know, why don't we open up a salon together? And I'm like, hey, that sounds awesome. So my father said to me, are you guys sure you want to do this? Are you, I mean, we were young. We were like 22, 23, and of course haven't aged a bit, right? But
Yeah.
my dad said, are you sure you want to get into a family business? And we're like, yeah, why would we not? And we've just followed this course of she's done so well at certain things and then I've done well at certain things. So we really, really work well together, which I think it surprises people.
Yeah, yeah. And for the longevity of it. But you know what I
Yeah.
find even with like Young Nails and all them, one person really takes the marketing side and one person takes, I don't know, the more creativity side. Like one
Uh-huh.
person's behind the scenes, one's the front man, but yet they both intertwine and they know how to communicate. And so that's the big key is communication.
Right. And we do. We communicate well. And it took us a couple years to fall into these roles and understand, you know, if something had to do with the salon or something had to do with the employees or something, you know, Traci was always the one to make the final decision on that. But we've always given each other, you know, the respect that
Yeah.
that you
You know
need to
what?
when you're working together.
Yeah, and in any job, you have to feel appreciated. And so you have to know that all the work and the effort that you put in, that the other person recognizes that, whether it's a marriage or siblings or whatnot, and
Right.
says, you know what, we did good, and high five each other. And that's what it takes. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
exciting. So I'm going to grab my computer, but while I'm
Oh,
away, will you share how you even got started in the nail industry?
absolutely.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
I well, and actually, it's a great story. I have always wanted to be in the beauty industry. I always saw myself as a hairstylist more than a nail tech. But I originally went to school. I had an accident with my hand when I was 17. So because the state of Florida did not want me to ever claim disability, which I didn't know you could do for a finger, but apparently you can. So they said, I'm going to pay, the state of Florida said, we'll pay for any schooling that you want to go to. I could have gone to like a 4-year university. I could have done anything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to beauty school. And of course, my parents are like, oh, geez, really, beauty school? Well, now look at us now. But I chose to go to beauty school. I tried all different types of situations. Like I tried barbering, I tried hairstyling, I tried being an assistant in like a really ritzy salon. I tried a whole bunch of things. And finally, I said, you know, I went to school for this license and I need to do something with it. And I haven't really found what I want to do. And I decided I would just go try the nail thing. And geez, that was like 22 years ago. So it
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I love stories like that because isn't it so true that so many of us get in the industry, but we don't see this as a career. We
Right,
see this as our stepping stone to our career. And then
right.
sometimes, honestly, it was about 5 years ago, I finally accepted this as a real job. No joke, because so many times throughout your whole life, you're like, well, when are you going to get a real job? You know what I mean? And
Yep.
then it was like, wait a minute, why do I keep saying, oh, I don't know, I was an EMT, I was orthodontist assistant, those are real jobs. But then
Right.
this was my,
Why is
I
this
always
not
wanted,
viewed as that? Exactly. And
right.
that's part of Traci and I's journey is like realizing that this is a professional industry that is a $1 billion industry. I mean, I know for myself and my husband and Traci and her husband, our families, this has supported our families for 20 years and continues to. And my parents actually, they opened up one of our franchises in the city next to us. So now it's supporting my parents I mean, it's amazing. I mean, more people should look at it like this is a viable industry and career, and it's a heck of a lot of fun. You can be creative, and I feel like now that the industry is taking this change to where it's a little bit more artistic, and people are paying a little bit more, and it's not the discount salons that are everywhere. It's more these creative nail techs that are creating pieces of art on people's fingers, and the clients are paying for it. So I
Yeah.
think that people are taking us more seriously, because I know for myself, I made more money than my husband for years. And
Hmm.
90% of our nail techs are the breadwinners in their family.
Yep. Yep. That's so true. If you're disciplined enough to take the what you make, you get cash, you get paid that hour, hour and a half or whatever for that
Right.
service, and put it in the bank and then budget out and pay yourself.
Oh, so there's
That's
that.
that's
Yes.
yeah, that's so true. And I think that when I finally decided that instead of saying, oh, I don't know, someday I'll get a real job and like going with them, it was a mindset that it was like, what makes you think this isn't a real job? Then I
Right.
realized that I was kind of flipping that around, going and educating them that I've been doing this for 26 years. At some
Right.
point in time, it supported me, my family. I was a single mother for many years. And then,
Yes.
like what you said, there's many times I've made more money than the boyfriends that I dated, and it was like, yeah, I think I got a real job, and I like it.
Right. And I like it. And I say every day, I'm so lucky that I get to go to work and I'm not rolling my eyes or feeling like not, at the end of the day, you just want to feel like you love what you do. And
Yeah.
I feel every day, I say how lucky I am. I get to work with my family. Both of my daughters have, well, my youngest one hasn't gotten her nail license yet, but my oldest one did. And she's now working in the salon. And it's just how lucky we are that not only do I get to work with my family, but love what I do. I mean, really.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I have my computer up, and I can see that there's been so many comments. So, Amy, there's lots of good mornings to you.
Well, good
Um,
morning, everybody.
yeah. So Luana says, "Oh, I use Profiles base gel in those. In the genre system, which is a made up system that I have. So it's gel polish and acrylic powder. And so she says she uses your profiles with it, and it's really good.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well, that's
oh,
good to
it's
know.
all
I love
over.
hearing stuff like that.
Well, I'm seeing all over the place. Um, Many more good mornings. The Amy's and Amy's. Actually, Phoenix is joining us today, who is a very big promoter of you and
Hey,
profiles.
girl.
Yay!
Hi,
So,
Tiffany.
good morning, ladies. So if you have any questions here for Amy or Amy, let us know. And as they come up on the screen, I'll definitely get it on there.
Amy
So
with an I and Amy with a Y.
yeah, or years ago, like I said, with Amy stand up, and I was like, I know she's talking to
That's
me.
me.
So,
That's
so
awesome.
you guys opened up your business, you and your sister decided to team up and give this a whirl. But at some point in time, not only the business side and the competition, you guys decided to start another business, and that's with the marketing and the products and being distributors
Right.
and all of that. How did you guys get started in that?
I feel like this path that Traci and I have been on, it kind of chose us, because I don't think this was our ultimate goal at any time. I don't think Traci and I ever really sat down and said, okay, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to be. I just feel like it's kind of pushed us in this direction. So when we first opened our very first salon, um, we had, a bunch of girls that we worked with. We had just all had so much fun. And in our area, we were really the only nail salon. I mean, you had discount salons and you had girls in the back of the hair salons, but you didn't really have a nail salon. So it was kind of the buzz in the city. And we just, all of us built this amazing business together. And then one of our girls says to me, well, I want to open up my own shop. She's like, but I really don't want to leave this network because we have so much fun. And that's when Traci and I were like, well, why don't we just start franchising? And that's how that turned out. So because you can't really fault somebody for not wanting to work with you for the rest of their life. Some people just have that that entrepreneurial bone that they just want to go do their own thing. But she wanted to stay in our network, so that was our first franchise, and that was a good. I think it's been over 10 years now. So we've grown into the franchising that way, and now we're up to 7 salons in our area. and we love that part of it. But then we go to these shows and we meet people like you, and people say, well, I want to be a part of this. I want to use the product that you're winning with. I want to use what you're using in your salons that's becoming so popular in your city. So then Traci and I were like, well, why don't we start doing a product line?
Yeah.
And it has like grown into this huge monster, which is a great monster, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's kind of led us into this path. I mean, again, 10 years ago, Traci and I sat down. I don't think either one of us would ever I wouldn't put this right here. I just would not have even dreamt that we were going to be like this. So,
Oh my gosh. And what a blessing. What a blessing. When
yeah.
we were talking earlier about, a real job, not only did you guys take on the the real job, but then you took on so much more. And you also do education on top of it. And
Yes.
when I was reading your bio, it was like over 25 years, really trying to promote education. I thought, oh my gosh, you guys are still, you don't know it, but you're interlinked into every woven pathway in my head because your
Aw,
bio is exactly my bio.
thank
And I think I
you.
messaged you that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the same. I I've learned over the years, and I'm not sure if you've seen it as well. We used to always just go to the shows or we would talk to the companies directly. And if you called the companies, they still are this way. They'll line you up with an educator or the chemist or whatever with their company
Right.
and get you the true facts. And then later on, websites came around. You can go to their website, you can get it, you could still call them. But social
Right.
media then has taken off crazy, and now you just have people's opinions everywhere and YouTubes and all that. And we forget that we still need to contact the company to troubleshoot their educators and get true
Right.
education. That sometimes the opinions that are going out there, it's not the correct, way. And
I
so
couldn't agree more.
it's hard to get back to that. And so when I created the Tech Talk Live, it was to bring on people with the company and let them know they're approachable. They want you to
Right.
use their product. So they will help you get samples. They will, if there's somebody in your area, they will
Yep.
talk to you. And so do you have any advice for people who want to, get the true education like that?
Well, and I think it's a mindset too. And I hope to change some people's minds, but some people do believe that going on YouTube is just the best education that they can get. And, I feel like that you're at a disadvantage if you think like that, because there's so much more we can learn from each other. And you're not, I feel like even when I do a class, I learn from my students all the time. I'll say, oh my God, what did you just do there? And I mean, all the time I learn something. So I just feel like you're putting yourself and others at a disadvantage if you think that you can learn everything you can get from social media, because there's definitely so much more out there, for
Absolutely.
sure.
And I was talking actually with, well, quite a few different people of like when they chose to go live on Facebook and they choose to go live where everybody can see it, what keeps them different between that and professionals? Because you're sharing the same education with anybody. And so YouTube can be
Uh-huh.
the same way. And so a lot of them, like I was live with Selena Ryden, and Ryden, she said the same thing. She actually had to have a talk with herself and say, okay, you know what? I'm getting ready to do this. I might be, bashed for going public, but this is where my gut tells me that I need to go. And so you can get quality education off of some of these channels. But when it comes to the companies, call the company of the product that you're using or that you want to use, because that's where it really makes the difference, is because every product line's made just a little bit different, and the
Right.
serums to be working together, lights, all of that. It's crazy, but
Right.
um,
And it's just, you just need that education and that knowledge too. So to be a good, well-rounded nail tech, and I say this to every nail tech that I meet, I say it, the more education that you get, the more you can charge for your services, the more of an asset you are to your clients and to the salons that you're working at. I mean, if you have that closed off mentality that you're only going to learn one way, or, oh, I already know how to do that. This industry changes on a daily basis. So if you are not taking it in, and I'm not bashing any type of social media marketing
right.
or education, because I think that is so good that that's available to us. But don't forget the personal classes, and don't forget, calling. If you should be working with a company that picks up their phone and that answers questions on social media. I mean, Traci and I still answer text messages and Facebook messages. Granted, she's a little better at it than I am because I am somewhat social media. I'm not so good at social media, but Traci is really good. So she keeps our questions answered, let's just say. But I mean, I love social media and I think there's a place for it out there,
Yeah,
but just don't forget that personal one-on-one and classes, how important those classes are.
yeah, absolutely. And we offer many free ones online as well
Right.
that you can be a part of. I always tell people there's a difference between what you're going to get for free and then what you're going to be able to pay for. Because sometimes our knowledge, we have to charge for that because we've worked hard for that as well.
Well, exactly. And anybody that, I mean, that's tough too, because we do love to share. And I know most nail techs that are educators, it doesn't pay the bills. Let's just
Yeah.
say that. Your classes, they don't. We do it because we love to do it. So I hate to hear, nail techs that are, oh, I'm not taking that class. That's way too expensive. Or, there's some classes it is worth it. And
Yeah.
I mean, you hate to hear that techs don't want to pay for one-on-one education.
Yeah, true. What's your favorite thing to teach?
Definitely art for sure. We
Yeah.
do, it still surprises me. We do a couple classes a year and we change up our classes yearly. So this year we've been doing a run of sculpting and art. And sometimes we do a themed art. Sometimes, it's plain sculpting, but like a pink and white sculpting class to me, it's so important because it's the basics. But I want to do art. So it's very hard. And even at the end of a pink and white sculpting class, I'm like, all right, well, let's just throw a little bit of art in there. Let's do something fun.
Yeah.
And so definitely the art is for sure. And I've gotten a lot of texts this year asking for 3D, like
Yeah.
competition 3D artwork and fantasy classes. So maybe that's something we're gonna start promoting next year for sure.
Yeah. So, and it's actually starting in a few days, but we came up with a challenge for Tech Talk Worldwide, and it's called One Nail, One Canvas. And I've talked a lot about it, but what we're going to do is mimic something on a nail that we would normally charge $0 to $5 for, artwork,
Okay.
whether it's 3D or whatever. But you're going to
Okay.
mimic that on a canvas, and you're going to put it in a gallery, or you're going to sell it, auction it. However, you're going to realize that your art's worth a lot more than $5 and the time
Right.
invested. And then we're doing it to worldwide charity. So the person that wins not only gets a feature in Nails Magazine, a feature with our Tech Talk Worldwide, maybe even go
Okay.
live with me, but they also get to choose where all the money gets donated to. And so
Okay.
it's going to be pretty exciting. So like
That's
you,
it. That's awesome.
I love the art side of it. And so I thought, what can I do to promote our art and get us a little bit outside of our box? And I was like, I don't know of anybody doing one nail, one canvas yet. We've done all kinds
Right.
of different ways, but I was like, we're going to do this. So I called Nails Magazine and they said yes. And so June 1st,
That's
we're starting it. Yeah, it's going to be a
that's awesome.
three-month competition. Yeah,
Very cool.
excited for
I
that.
will definitely keep an eye out for that. That's awesome.
You can enter for it too.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, all of us art enthusiasts. Have you ever thought about what our art really would be like if it was in a museum or really could just sell? Like, have you ever done art one day and been like, this is worth more than what I'm charging on a bigger
Yeah,
screen?
I mean, we do like in the salon, we do our clients love art. So we are constantly doing like the chromes and the pigments and the painting. I've got some amazing artists that we work with. But sometimes I'll take a minute and just walk around and look at all the 3D art and the fantasy art that we've created over the years. We keep them in shadow boxes at the front of the salon. And sometimes I'm like, I'll look at that and I'll be like, wow, like I would pay for this to be hanging on my wall right now.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And I don't think when you're in the moment and you're so um just like the whole competition arena and everything is so overwhelming, I just think in the moment you don't really look at it and be like, wow, I created this. So
Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, we'll take a minute and look at some of the creations over the years from all of us, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I love looking back. I wish I had pictures of like my earliest stuff to look back at and
Right.
go, yeah,
I
maybe
know,
I'm
it's like
glad I
back in
don't.
the day, right, you had to have cameras and then go get your film like developed at a store to look at your pictures.
So true. So very true. So there's a few comments on here I was just going to read to you. So like Lisa Bowles, oh gosh, where'd it go?
Uh-huh.
She says, I strongly feel in order for this industry to really thrive, that more companies should look to you girls and study how you do your business, how you treat people. You have loads of integrity and love life. So I thought that was really
That's
fun.
awesome. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
It's true.
Um,
We do love life.
yeah, yeah. Trisha Daniel said, I didn't hire someone at a salon once because she said that she didn't look for a nail job right out of school because she felt that she needed to work a real job for a while first. So she went to school, took a different job. Yeah,
Which
you
is
can always
crazy.
see where their passion is, right?
Right.
What's sad though is sometimes I think what happens is that they didn't get the confidence in school that they needed because the education wasn't there. So I think sometimes
Yeah,
they
I
go to
agree.
schooling and maybe they struggled and then they're thinking they can't make it in the real world. So I personally am one that loved hiring people right out of school because they didn't have
Hmm.
any other habits and I was confident in my teaching ability that I could work with them and they worked with me for many years. And then when they'd go off and open up their own, I mean, we all still talk and stuff. It made me feel like they were leaving me, like a big part of me was
Right.
leaving, but then I
Right.
had to
It's like
feel
baby
so
birds
proud
leaving
of
the
them.
nest. Yeah. Right. They're like your little baby birds.
I know. I still love like you were talking about with the networking. We still talk, we still troubleshoot with each other. We're still like, hey, did you see that this came out, or this person's going to be in town, or yeah,
Right.
yeah, so
Which is
awesome.
awesome. And it should be the way it is. And I agree with something you said too about the schooling. And it's like and I'm only speaking for the schools that I've been in and I've seen, and schools, a lot of the times the instructors are so caught up on teaching what's in this book that they are not teaching confidence. They are not teaching skills to go out and get a job. They are not teaching them how to go interview. And I think that that is just as important, because
Yeah,
nails is a skill. You're not going to pick it up in the 4 to 6 weeks that you're in school for. You can learn what you need to do, but it is a learned, trained skill. It is going to take you 6 months to a year to get to a point where you can really start making money. And I really wish that schools would prepare these girls for that, because they come out of
yeah.
school and they're like, well, I'm going to go to a busy shop and I'm just going to start making all this money. But
Mhm.
it's not that easy. You do need to do some free work and you need to get yourself out there. And there's so much competition with nails. And I wish that they would better prepare these nail
Yeah.
techs for that,
So
because I
here's
feel
one
like
of the
that's
things.
how we lose them, is they go
Yeah,
into it thinking, I'm going to make all this money. They see on Instagram that people are charging $120 for a set of nails. Well, it's going to take
yeah,
a minute to get there. So,
yeah, yeah. I've never done that, so I'm still adding up my
right. I
minutes.
still don't do that. Thank you.
Yeah. So, what I learned around here, so I'm in Wyoming, and our biggest school that a lot of people go to is actually in Montana. And here's the reason why. One, a lot of nail techs, when they look at going to school, they find whichever one's the cheapest because no matter what, you're going to take the same kind of boards and you're going to pass. But here's the difference. If you pay honestly, $1,000 more and you can go to this other school, every time they will take you to a show where they help you with competition and they teach you the
Right.
business side, they teach you the scheduling stuff. So you might have to do your research of apples to apples of what the schools are
Yep.
offering because they're going to
Yes.
get you to pass state, but then some of them are a little bit more advanced and they're going to get you more of the education. But a lot of times they just go for whatever's cheapest. When I went to school, there was not a nail only program. I had to sit in through the cosmetologist theory. And so it took 6 months to go through it. My aunt was an instructor at the school. It's the same school my mom went to in the 70s. And the curriculum was the same from the 70s.
And I
And
believe it. It's like these schools aren't even, a lot of them don't even have e-files, which that's
I know,
ridiculous.
yeah. So the
It's
school that I went
crazy.
to is still in business and it's still the same book. It's still the same instructors. And my
Right.
mom went to them 30, 40 years ago. And so I kind of wanted to get into where I was an instructor in a school, but what I realized is I don't want to teach the same thing over and over and over and just to get them to that level. I would
Right.
be one of those way big advanced schools that you learn everything before you went out on this.
Right.
So I decided to be an
Would
independent
be,
consultant and do
yeah.
once you're licensed, I'll help you get there
Yeah.
because that's where I see the market needed. Crazy, isn't
Right.
it?
It is crazy.
So Tabitha says, I've been licensed for 22 years and absolutely love our industry. I'm looking to do more. I'd like to teach more and possibly become a nail specific distributor. Any recommendations?
I mean, obviously, it's classes and it's talking to people and finding a company that you want to work with and that you truly believe in. Traci and I were educators for a big company for a long time. And I feel like that really helped groom us a little bit and helped us grow. I mean, education, and I know it just sounds so like repetitive, but it's all the knowledge that you can get. So if this is kind of where you feel yourself going and you want to get into that, I would just start educating yourself, getting to every class you can, talking to other educators, and finding a company that you feel comfortable with and that you can back for sure.
Yeah. I tell people, a lot of times we work with so many products in our salons, but there's always your one go-to product that you really, really
Yes.
like.
Yep.
Take pictures of your work, do a bio of yourself, take a nice headshot,
Which is so
email
hard.
the company and say, I've been using your product for X amount. I really, really like it. I would like to go
Hmm.
further with your company. What can I do? And don't leave it as a yes or no thing, like, are you
Right.
hiring? Yes. No. What can I do to get further with your company? Because they want to bring you on. And so they'll say, if you go around and you take these classes, we'll make you a master tech, and you can
Right.
become an educator, you can become a brand ambassador. They will line you up with what you want to do, but you have to make your mind up of who you want to represent too, because
Right.
this is a two-sided thing. Don't let them pick you, you pick them.
Well, and not only that, you need to get out there and do it. It's not going to come to your doorstep. I mean,
Yeah.
a big thing in this industry, if you are not motivated, this is not the industry for you. It is too easy to become friends with people and then stop charging the prices that you need to charge, or letting people take advantage of your schedules, or I mean, there's just so many ways to get unmotivated that you really need to stay on top of it. Keep yourself professional. And nobody's going to treat you like a professional if you don't treat yourself like one. So putting real resumes out there and not just showing up for job interviews in sweats going, yeah, I did my own nails, look at, can I get a job? I mean, it starts with us being the professional.
Yeah. I've had that. I had this girl show up. She'd
Right.
actually applied my salon quite a few times, but every single time she took a puff out of her cigarette, put it out in my planter, opened the
Seriously.
door, blew her smoke, walked in with her clothes, and was like, "So I hear that you have a nail tech open now." And I
Nope,
go,
not anymore.
"No." And many times, and I was honest with her, I almost said her name, but I was honest with her and said, the day you walk into my salon, professional, with your portfolio of your work and that you've taken this serious and you're ready to actually work is the day that we'll look at this. But until then, these honestly are the reasons why I immediately say no. And
Yep.
she never came back in again after I told her that. I think she took more offense to it, but that's because she wasn't ready to take it on.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So,
social media is also a big thing too. It's like Traci does all of our hiring at the salons, and I mean, usually she'll hire anybody with a heartbeat, which is kind of the joke in the salon. You're welcome, Trace. But this girl, she just the social media was so bad and just so unprofessional. And she said, you know what, I'm just going to tell you, this is why you're not getting the job here. And you should really clean up your social media, because people are looking at that. You're out in the public eye. Your clients are going to see social media. And if you don't want that, then have private accounts, because
yeah.
people are going to look into you. So Traci, I mean, I think it was nice that she was honest about it and said, this is why you're not getting this job. And if you want to, continue to try to get a professional job, you might want to clean up your social media.
Yes, absolutely. So, so true. And sometimes people have things on there from 10 years ago, and that's not who they are today. So maybe it was their
Right,
party days and there's lots of pictures with them with, low cut and drinks and all that,
right,
but we don't know that you changed because that's still what's out
right.
there.
It's
Yeah.
true. And
Yeah.
as a salon owner, I think it's important for these girls coming in looking for jobs that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a professional to walk in the door.
Mhm. Yeah. Remember the days of like briefcases and like
Yeah.
suits?
Right now it's
However,
just
if
email
somebody
your right.
Yeah, if somebody walked in with a briefcase and a suit, I'd be your hire just
Right.
instantly.
You're like, wow, this still happens?
Yeah. Okay, so Luana, we did miss your comment, I guess, about some gel polish. So if you can ask that again, I'll bring that up. And then Luana also went to the Oregon Nail Expo, and she said that she stopped by your profiles booth and that everybody was so helpful and kind.
Oh, good. I love to hear that.
Yeah. So Lisa wants to know if you're going to franchise into other states.
I would love to. Traci and I have always thought about doing it. That I think the biggest thing is because we get so many comments like, "Hey, when are you coming to Chicago?" or "When's Profiles opening up in upstate New York?" Or we get so many comments, but we need people to open them. So if anybody is interested, it is definitely out there. We would love to do it.
Yeah.
I would love to get across all the states for sure.
Oh, that's wonderful. And that's exciting. So hopefully, if you guys all just heard that, and we find that a lot of our following is more on replay because obviously we're a worldwide group. And so just know that this is going to hit them in about 12 hours.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Right, because everybody's saying good morning, but now I'm ready for lunch. I'm on Florida
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And it's 9:30 in the morning here. Um, so let's see, there's another one here. So Tabitha says, do you two agree that the saying that there's no such thing as bad publicity, specifically as it relates to the teeth, nails, and etc.? So,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, all publicity they say is good publicity, but I don't want any bad publicity. I definitely don't want any. I always tell people if there's any feedback or anything, please let me know. But I know for myself, if I had bad feedback or something negative, I would contact that person and I wouldn't put it on social media. I don't want bad. I don't want
yeah.
bad.
And
Only good.
actually, yeah, and actually our Tech Talk
Positive.
Worldwide group, that's what we're based on, is the positive reinforcement. So therefore people can get away from that negative. When you allow the negative and you allow the people to do that and then you fight back with them instead of handling it personally, it goes into this cycle and then you think that that's normal and it's
Right.
not normal when you start allowing or kind of confronting the people on a personal level and saying, what can I do to remedy this? And then can you remove your review? Can you change that or something? And you start seeing positive, you're going to start realizing that the positive is going to follow that. And so I'm
Right.
not a person that believes the bad publicity is also good, but
Right.
it also is how you respond to it. If you respond
Yep.
very professional and you respond to it, because a lot of our stuff is public and it cannot be taken away. Some of these reviews you cannot delete. How you
Right.
respond to that can make you look good. So
Well, it is, and also, Traci and I feel like over the years, just working with women and not only working with women, but you're also servicing women for the most part. Of course, we do have some male clients too, but most of the time we're around women. And I feel like over the last couple of years, Traci and I have realized there's always two sides to every story. There's always, somebody just maybe had a bad day. It's not your fault. And maybe I didn't say good morning, not because I don't like you, but because maybe I'm just have something on my brain. So we've become very um, just aware of the way that people are acting. And, when a client walks in and she's late, you don't automatically jump on her and say, oh, you're late. What the heck? Well, you have no idea what she went through that morning.
yeah,
So I think if more people just realize that a little bit and realize there's two sides to every story instead of jumping on a bandwagon of negativity on social media, I think it would be so much more it's like constructive criticism. I get it.
yeah,
So,
exactly that, exactly that. Lisa says, you two are on fire. Great
oh yeah.
information. Oh my goodness, I love it. So you have some people that are definitely interested in opening up profiles or getting more information from you. How do you suggest that they contact you for that?
Definitely email is the best way to contact Traci and I, and it's profilesgirl@mac.com, and that goes directly to me. And if you guys have any questions about it, I'm happy to answer.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's going to be exciting to see people kind of, realize that they can go to the next step and link in with you. So over the years, I've always and I can't express this enough that even outside of your salon, there's so many mentors in our life. And sometimes they're not even in the nail industry. It maybe it's
Hmm.
your accountant that taught you so much about the accounting and business side that nobody else taught you. You know, the mentors along the way.
Right.
And you can outgrow your mentor and you find that then you start linking in with somebody else and you start linking in with somebody else. So it's important to find multiple mentors and along the way ask
Yes.
questions to the right people. Is there any significant mentors in your career that just really kind of stand out?
Yeah, definitely Vicky Peters was our mentor for sure. She
Absolutely.
she taught not only taught us so much, but she was so available and so just willing to share everything. And we became very close with her over the competition years, and a lot of the reasons that we did things and the way we did things and the way we train people, 100% Vicky instilled in us for sure.
Absolutely. And you know what?
We
I
talk about
call it
her
the
almost
nerdy
every day.
nail. Yeah, yeah. I'm not daily, but I'm pretty close, and it's because I'm an independent nail tech now, so I don't have anybody else to really talk to anymore. But when I had my salon, I was definitely like, oh, if you guys would have ever have met Vicky, she honestly is still well, she'll always be in my heart, but she's one of the reasons why I decided to openly share my nerdy nail knowledge was because if she would not have openly opened up her mind and shared that with us, I wouldn't be the tech that I am
Right.
today as well. Yeah. And so many people in my career have done that. And so, yeah, great person, great mentor to have.
Yes.
So you
And
do know that you are that person for many others. Like even myself, like I told you about the whole team part, like you don't even realize the people that you've touched over the years because you took a second to listen to their question and respond and just said it instead of, being too busy, I'm too busy. You actually
right,
will
right.
stop and go, hey, what can I do? Yeah,
I will.
that's wonderful.
Always, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. So do you allow educators to come on and be a part of profiles, or do you guys have it, you're pretty set with your educators?
Yeah, well, because we have such a huge network of educators in Florida in our all of our salons, they do a lot of educating for us. But we've gotten so this past year we've really exploded. So we have pulled in some educators to work some of the shows this year in Orlando. We're gonna have Dee Dee Desbians. We're gonna have Dana Lynn. We're so excited.
Oh,
Jennifer Halfon. We're so excited to be able to pull in some different educators, and I just feel like it gives us a little different spice sometimes because I don't ever want to be viewed as, oh, it's the profiles girls, it's just they're clicky and it's just them. We want to invite other people in. We have so much fun with other people. So
mhm.
yeah, we're excited to be pulling them in.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. So tell us a little bit more of how you got it started in the swag bags.
Okay, so the swag started, oh my gosh, I'm not even really sure how it started, but there's Ipsy out there. There's so many different memberships. And if you would talk to my 18-year-old daughter, I think she belongs to about 50 of them because she gets a box on a daily basis. So we're like, what's out there for nail techs? And we started looking into it, and it's not what I love about the swag. And I know we are the first monthly nail tech swag bag. I know there's some others out there, but not only were we the first one, but we are the only one that includes a design with it. So it's not like you're just getting some products from different companies just to try things. This really gives you a design that you can implement in your salon. And it kind of goes with how Traci and I are. Number one, we are salon techs. It is where we came from. It is what we do every day. I still work in the salon. I when we do classes, we're not really doing classes on competition style nails. We're doing what is going to make you successful in the salon. So the swag was kind of a way to get design ideas to nail techs that maybe you don't want to invest in all this chrome because you're not really sure how it works, or there's so many new trending art ideas that nail techs are a little hesitant to try because A, it's not cheap, and B, it's somewhat of a learning curve. So you got to learn how to use it, you've got to find it, and then you've invested this time and money in it, and can I make money with it? So
Mhm.
we're sending them full designs and we're teaching them how to do these designs, and they're charging more for these designs. So, and it just adds a little spice, just something a little different in your day.
Yeah. Yeah. I know not too long ago, so Phoenix had done one. opened up a bag and she was super excited. And just the bag alone, and of course, we all know that saying that it's all fun and games till somebody breaks a nail. And just
It's
that bag
true.
alone was like, oh my gosh, how cute. Oh, I love it. And and you're kind of what I call it setting the standards. I mean, because so many other people are like, wow, I think I can do that too. And there's lots of companies that are getting ready to come out with, I don't know, gift boxes or, whatever they're doing that's doing the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yep.
And so it's pretty exciting that you guys have been innovative your entire career. Like it's
Yeah.
wonderful. So thank you for that.
Oh my. Yeah. Well, thank you for thanking me.
So Melissa says, I won a free month of swag at the Oregon Nail Expo. I love it. Thank you so much for the wonderful package.
Oh, I'm glad she got it.
Yeah. And then Trisha says, can you sign me up for the swag bag subscription and specifically an acrylic allergy so we aren't getting these products? And so I guess, do you kind of make it specific geared towards anything, or do you just every month say, this is what we're going to promote, this is art we're going to do, and then do it that way?
Right. Well, that's actually a good question because I have a lot of nail techs asking me this at shows because some people are specific to gel, some people are specific to acrylic, whether it be a preference thing or where they work or maybe they're allergic to something. So most, and I would say 90% of our swags are topical art, which includes gel polish and anything that goes on top, pigments, different designs, stones, 3D textures, stuff like that because of that. So when we do have something new and it requires acrylic, I try to do it so it can be done in gel too. Or if we have a new product out there, sometimes we'll send, a gel product, but most of the time it is 100% topical that you can use on any enhancement that you're using in the salon.
Oh, that's awesome. Obviously, you guys have, whether you've worked out the details along the way or you guys really looked at, the details of all the way around, but it's what a great thing. Monique wants to
It
know, she
is.
goes, you
And
have monthly swag bags for nail techs? What? She goes, I need
yeah,
this.
girl.
So how do people sign up to be able to get your swag bags?
Well, we just revamped our website, which I'm super excited to talk about because our first website was not very user friendly. So living and learning along the way, just all the feedback we got, we decided to invest in a brand new website. So we went live a week ago. We've been working out the kinks, but it is so easy to navigate and it is such a beautiful website. We're really excited. So when you go onto the website, it's going to be the first slide that you see and you just click to sign up. It is really that easy. And I want to tell you guys too, not only does it include your swag bag, which if you were to price it out, you're always getting a better deal. You're always getting more than what you're paying for, but you're also getting discounts on all of our classes. You're also getting marketing help and you're getting free training at our location in Florida. So if you need a little vacation, get a little training time in there, you can train with our senior techs for free, unlimited. So there's a lot of other little goodies that come along with it. Just business and branding help, all kinds of stuff. So it's not just the swag bag. There's a lot of little perks in there too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Yes. And so we'll include the link to profiles in the comments, but what is the web address?
It's profilesbackstage.com.
Yay, that's exciting. So
Yay!
exciting.
Thanks,
Oh my
Tiffany.
goodness. Yes. Yeah, Tiffany says the new website and she has all the flames going on. Love it. So, oh,
Fire.
that's exciting. Yes. Oh, so what's next for you guys? You guys, actually, you showed me that your lobby area there is just packed with boxes because you guys are on your way to premiere. So
It's yeah,
yeah, so behind
it's
the
a little
scenes,
crazy.
how long does it take for you guys to prepare for a show?
Well, actually, this is funny. I just said to Traci yesterday as we were lounging by the, with our Coronas by the pool yesterday because it was Labor Day or Memorial Day, sorry. And we had like
Yeah.
an hour to ourselves. Trust me, that was all we had. So I said to her, I said, can you remind me next year to start preparing for Orlando in January? Because there is always something we're waiting for. There's always something we're stressed out about. And because this is a family business, I kid you not, we are packing orders. We are taking orders. We are filling things. We, as a family, even my brother and my parent, everybody's involved. So it's like, it's a lot of work for sure. I mean, thank God for my kids and their friends. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And so obviously, do you guys have to rent like a U-Haul to even get all this stuff over there?
Yes, yeah. And this is like, I feel like Orlando is our turf. So it is
Yeah.
by far our biggest show. So we bring everything, all of our acrylics and all of our everything. This is really the only show that we can afford to travel with everything. So, and we have like 25 girls working the booth. I mean, this year is going to be pretty epic for us because it's our biggest booth ever, and we're all rebranded with our new logo. We're pretty excited.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what you just said with rebranding? People need to know. So my favorite thing to actually teach, I mean, I love teaching the art. I love teaching all about the nails, but the biggest aha moments that I get when I'm teaching that gives me the best, like, okay, I did it, is actually when it comes to branding and the business side and like the keeping profits in your pockets of how to be successful with your business. And so what
Yep.
you just said about rebranding, how many
Mhm.
years do you think people should look at their brand and then kind of change it up?
Well, I really think that depends. When Traci and I first branded profiles, it was about like maybe 15, 20 years ago. And then our salons will always stay the same. But for the backstage, it took somebody on the outside. It was actually our new website company. And he says, maybe it's not, he said, I don't want to offend you. But I just think maybe a little bit of a rebranding, a simpler logo. And I'm like, no, this is our logo. This is what we started. I will never rebrand. And they're like, just let me play with the logo a little bit. Let me make it a little bit more simple so that it translates onto your products better, and you can use it everywhere. And there's not so many elements to it. And I'm like, whatever. Go ahead. There's no way I'm changing. So he rebranded us a little bit, and I was like, wow, this really does look cleaner. I mean, it takes somebody on the outside to tell you, and you just have to be open-minded to it because I mean, just like you can drive by McDonald's, they are rebranding all the time, but it always looks like them. You still know it's a McDonald's, but they are updating. And I think people are
Yeah.
going to take you more seriously when you're updating and realizing you need to like change with the times a little bit.
Yes, so, so true. So when it
Right.
comes to pricing, one of the things that I tell them, and I actually use kind of a big box store scenario, when you walk into like a Walmart or McDonald's, not everything on their menu all of a sudden goes up a dollar. What happens is they take something on their menu and they raise it one time, and then later on they raise another one time. That way you never see that all of a sudden it was one big price increase. And so over the
Right.
years, I've definitely found that. So how have you found over the years that with rebranding or with repricing that you've been able to kind of raise it? The reason why I asked that is because in our nail industry, I found menus that I had from the 90s and I actually charged more in the 90s than what I do now. And I had less product to hold in there than what I have now and less overhead. So how have you guys stayed innovative in raising your prices and being able to be up with the times?
Um, I mean, usually what we do when we talk about charging a little bit more for your services, I always say to people, make sure you're giving them something too, because with your clients and even here backstage, even if it's our product line, I think anything that will warrant something being a little bit more expensive is maybe you spent a little bit more on the packaging. Maybe you learned something new in Orlando and you're bringing it home to your customers and you're showing them a new glitter that you picked up. I would say I mean, we're going to go back to education here too, because it costs money to be educated. And if you're learning a new technique and you're investing the time and the money, you need to let your clients know this. Don't just raise your prices and just be like, well, milk goes up, so my nails are going up.
Yeah.
Tell them why. I went to a class and I learned these amazing techniques and I got this top of the line product. They don't really know what you're using, but if you let them know that you are also investing more money into what you're giving them, they're not going to argue with you. They're going to be happy. I mean, this is what clients want. I've had clients that that appreciate it and they're like, well, I get a bigger tip because they know I take pride in what I do. And I think that's like a very big thing is not just raising your prices because I'm worth it. You need to let them know why. And
Yeah.
just like you go to the grocery store, I mean, I guess that's a little different because you need milk to live, basically. But it's not like you're going to call the milk company and be like, why did you raise these prices? But you have to take in, packaging could be different, or like McDonald's here anyway in Florida isn't using styrofoam cups anymore, so maybe that's why their soda price went up, because it's better for the environment. So these are just things that you need to think about. Sorry, went
Yeah.
on a little rant there.
No, and we need to, because that's so important. Because, a lot of times people are like, well, I tried it. Like, you get in the industry because you think you're going to make $45 in an hour. And when really it took you an hour and a half, but you didn't
Yep.
justify, but you still got 45. You're like, oh, I'm still ahead. But really, your overhead takes that, your product cost takes that. And then we forget, oh my gosh, I have to go pay to go get milk at the grocery store. And all I've paid is my business side. I forgot to include myself, that I had personal needs that needed paid for
Right.
too. So
Right.
we need to go on rants, because that's how we learn.
Right.
Yeah. So Lisa wants to know if you'll be at the Vegas show.
Yes. Yep. We will be in
Yay!
Vegas. We're in Orlando this weekend, and then we go to Vegas, and then we go to Gatlinburg.
Oh my goodness. So
Yes.
there's one in Vegas in June, and then there's Cosmoprof in July. So which one are you going to be at for there?
We will be in IBS. Unfortunately, we'll miss Cosmoprof this year,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
And
but maybe we'll put that one this year.
yeah, I'm going to be in a wedding in the one in June, so I can't make the IBS show. But I'm
Oh,
trying to talk Becky, who's admin on our group, and Kim, that if I drove over in July, maybe we could hit the Cosmoprof show. So I'm
right.
fingers crossed that maybe they'll do that with me. I have my husband convinced that I
If there's a
have to
show in
go.
Vegas, it's Vegas,
I know. Yeah,
right?
it's education. This is all education based. That's it, and
That's
network.
right. And it just happens to be in Vegas. I did not plan this.
I know. So John Hawk called and asked if I would be a nail star on the cruise this year. And of course, yes, that's a great honor and stuff. So have you
Yeah.
ever had a chance to teach on a cruise line, or have you done any of the cruises?
Yes, we do the NTR cruises, which is Nail Talk Radio, and
Yes.
they do their cruise. We just did it in January, and this one was in the Mexican Riviera. And again, my husband's like, "Oh, for you," I'm like, "It's work. I have to go." So,
Yes.
and what a great time, and it's such a personal, fun experience because. I mean, classes and shows, we always say it, like I'll see all of my nail buddies at shows, but it's like in passing because you're so busy. You're like, hey, maybe we'll have a drink later, see you later, and then you don't see them again for another year. So the cruises are nice because you are together, you're having dinner together. The classes are amazing. I love it. We look forward to doing it every year.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Just one, it's going to be something totally new. It's out of my box for me, and it's really
Right.
pushing me a little bit, but I need that. It's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been really pushed. So I'm like, I'm going to do this. So I'm super excited. Well, that's exciting. Well, Amy, it's already been an
Yeah.
hour that I've used your time, and I have so many more topics I would love to hit. So we're definitely going to have to bring you on again at some point
I
in
would
time.
love it for sure.
Yeah, so I wanted to just see if there was any last minute questions. Tina says investing in yourself is investing in your clients. And what a great statement.
Yep. It's so true.
And then Tiffany says she can't wait to see you guys in Vegas and can't wait to see pics
Hey,
from the show over the weekend and all of
meet us
that.
at the
So do
craps
you,
table.
oh, so exciting. Well, Amy, thank you so much for spending your morning with me. I know that you guys are super busy and we had to schedule this in between many,
My
many things that you guys
pleasure.
have going on. Yeah, tell Tracy thank you. And thanks for being a part of my entire career. I should have reached out to you a long time ago and said thank you, but you know, it's
Well, let's
no,
definitely keep in touch for sure.
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to be in Florida in November, but I'm not sure how much time, because my husband's going to be with me, that I'm going to have that I can travel around. But hopefully I can stop by. And so I'll let you know
Yeah.
in
What part of Florida?
Miami.
Okay. Well, that's about 2.5 hours away.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Awesome.
I was gonna call Phoenix too and say, so where are you gonna be on such and such date at such and such time? Because I have a feeling that we need to like meet and hook up.
Yeah, that would be great for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, let me know your dates.
yeah, I will. So thank you so much and have a great, fun blast of a weekend, especially at Premiere. Like you said, it's kind of your own stomping ground. And so that makes it a little bit more
Yes.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Do you ever
sure.
go live at your shows where we can see?
Sometimes Traci does. She's the Facebooker. I had to have her help me this morning get all set up with you. I'm like, Traci, help me. I don't know what I'm doing. So yes, sometimes she'll walk around the booth and go live or sit at one, like watch what somebody's doing at a demo table. So yeah, keep an eye out. I'm sure she will.
Yeah, because I noticed for years it seemed like the trade shows were kind of going down and down, but because of social media and people going live at the shows, not to like be over the desk and showing, the demos and stuff, but just giving an example of the feeling that you get being at the show and that all these people are passionate about the
Right.
same thing as you, that
It's so
I've noticed
exciting.
I've noticed more and more people are like, you know what, I'm going to go to a show. So I'm using these opportunities to tell you guys, if you've never been to a show, or if it's been 5, 10 years since you've been to a show, go. Put it in your
It's different.
itinerary, put it in your appointment book, and not say, I'm going to try to go this year. Say, I am going in July. I am going here, and put your mindset to where I'm going to do this, and it will be your game changer. So, yay.
Yep, I agree. Yay.
All right. Well, thank you again, Amy. I appreciate you. You guys, Doug Schoon was going to come on with me tomorrow. We've had to reschedule that into June, and so I apologize for that. As you guys well know, these our people coming on Tech Talk are busy, and they take their time out to come with us. So I already have that rescheduled in our events. So anytime that you want to even watch these on replay, if you go to the events section of our group, you find that Tech Talk Live in the comments. I will have it posted, the video, and we'll also link you into our YouTube channel that has all of them, or almost all of them, that we've done in the last couple years. So thank you guys for joining us live. Thanks for all the comments and questions and all the
Thanks,
love.
guys.
And Amy, thank you. Appreciate you. All
All right.
right,
Talk soon.
all right, bye-bye.